Okay, this is okay here, and we're playing some slow time control Crazyhouse, 5+5 against LegionDestroyer. So it'll just be a very short stream. And just to play from the beginning of this game again, it's d4 and he's gone for the Dutch defense. I've gone for like a Hopton attack. Just worth saying, there's a very interesting line with knight takes knight here, bishop takes queen, and pawn here check. And you've got a choice, you can either move your king up or sack the queen. And it leads to some very sharp play. And I had a series of games in that line with Mugwort and also with Treble IE. Not having that much success as white because Treble IE and Mugwort are both very strong players. Yeah, I just thought I'd mention it. Okay, so now we have a certain pressure on here. I'm tempted to do this, but then he just wins a free knight, so that's not good. So I'll do this, and he might take with pawn. And so just checking. So just checking the stream is working. 5+5 Crazyhouse against LegionDestroyer. Update information. Okay. And let's see if that's working now. Yes. Okay, so we are live. Okay, so he takes with the bishop. He's only got one knight in hand. So okay, maybe I should just have a look. Yes, everything seems to be fine for the stream. People can confirm in chat. Sound is good. Video is good. We're ready to go. Okay. He does always have this check guarding there, and straight away he plays it. So just to show how we got here. So we've got a Dutch defense. I decided to take on f6, exchange here. He's just doing this move like as an intermezzo to defend c7. No, do I want a knight? You could take a knight. You have a lot of knights. So I'd be slightly concerned about takes, and then takes here, with knight here to follow. And then if I ever came here, you could take here, take the queen, these sorts of ideas. So that makes me a little nervous. Using a pawn feels wasteful. What about c3 simply? I think c3 is correct. I feel c3 is correct. Normally you don't want to push the c pawn, but I feel this is slightly different. And so yeah, he's already eyeing this c2 square. Knight drop is what he wants. That's true. I can't do this because he just goes and takes this. That's annoying. Huh. Is there any trick? If I had a bishop, I could put a bishop here. Is there any trick to get a bishop? Yeah, I don't have good control. Bishop here is interesting, but he just goes takes here. So the question is, do I have tricks like queen here check? Interesting, and he just blocks. Then what? So it doesn't feel quite right. It's so tempting to try and do something here. Maybe at the end knight here. That defends everything, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to go for this. Seems crazy. But he's okay with it. Okay, so I've got a pawn and a knight. So I'm going to go with queen here, check. He's probably going to go pawn at f7. Indeed. And now I need to defend my rook, I believe. So I'm going to do this. And that's now attacking g7, although it is wasting a knight. But I need the knight to defend the rook. So g7's under attack. h7 is under a kind of attack, although I'd risk losing a queen, so that's not so good. So how do you defend g7? Probably counterattack would be his plan, to somehow counterattack my queen. I can't believe this is 5 plus 5. I've already lost almost all my time. So you see, this doesn't work because I just come in and take this. So defending g7 is not obvious. This, just bishop takes, still looks very unpleasant. Knight here, just take it. So he does this, okay. So what's the idea? Where's the knight check? Let's see it. Oh, I see, it's queen takes here that he wants. So if takes, takes, and then the queen gets back. Interesting. And if here... I mean, takes, takes, and then he's also got pawn here, potentially. But knight here, pawn here, and then slide over. Feels quite well protected. But do I want to let him out at all? Suppose I just slide here. Time is an issue. Okay, so the question is, do I want to let the queen out, or is there something I need to do? Can I do this? I wonder if that was wise. The reason is I feel that's connecting my rooks. I've got this idea. And this can always defend this square. And so there are dangers on here. Ah, knight. That's true. I could just simply take it, but then he has pawn here, queen here ideas. So I could just back off. That was my original plan. Oh, he's taking my bishop. Okay. So if I take knight, queen takes, his idea is pawn here, queen here, and that's extremely powerful. So I just have to... I can't see anything better. So he's winning my attacking piece, which is a shame. And the bishop is probably finding a good home. For example, here. So that is a slight issue. Yep, okay. So I'm doing a good job of predicting my opponent's moves, at least. Bishop takes bishop. He's going to go pawn takes. Okay, I've got to do that. Bishop takes bishop, pawn takes. And now... do this. I don't think he can just take my queen, because he doesn't have any knights. And I do have defense on this square. So along the diagonals he can check me, takes. Oh, he can check me here, I hadn't thought of. Ah, now that is a problem. Maybe I have to run. Does he have enough diagonals? So you could go bishop here, takes, pawn here. And if I took, queen here would be checkmate. So pawn here, I'd have to go back, queen here, step down. So it is risky right now. And I've only got 15 seconds on the clock, so I need to accelerate. Okay. Yeah, so my slight concern is stuff like pawn here. If bishop here, I can go knight takes bishop. No, I can't. Because then queen takes knight would probably kill me. Would it kill me? Bishop, okay, but I can always go pawn here. Maybe. But then he takes the queen, takes queen. I don't have this obvious. Not clear. Okay, he's going to go for the mate. So So pawn, bishop, queen. So with bishop, interesting. I can just do this, though. I could have gone bishop as well. That's a mistake, because bishop would have come with a counter threat. Okay, I'm going to do this just to defend this square. Okay, I'll take that, because I feel that's a good... Oh, he's threatening the rook. But that would surely get him mated. So I feel the bishops are doing a good job defending me. Queen here, pawn here is a mate threat. In the meantime, pawn here and queen... Oh, that's not going to work. Or is it? Okay, so I want... It's using up my pawn, actually. That move. So I'm going to back off. That's attacking my rook, which is annoying. Okay, I'll do this. Maybe giving him too much. So he has a knight now. What do I do now? If I go down, what's the next step? He wants to take the rook with check. That's the problem. So if I go here, he has a rook. Now he has pawn here though. Oh, that's not good. Maybe I used up his pawn, I don't know. Okay, so he goes for this. I don't have anything. That's frustrating. And in the meantime, he's got yeah, I can't see anything. It just went too hard and don't seem to have anything. In the meantime, rook there mates. Or rook there. Okay, so well played. Well played, LegionDestroyer. Okay, and unfortunately he has to go, so this has been a very short stream. But yeah, well played, LegionDestroyer. That was a fun game. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do a quick analysis of that game, and then we'll call it an end of the stream. It's just a short stream. Okay, so d4. Let's turn the engine on and run it through a computer analysis. Okay, so here, what I wanted to say here is I've had actually a few games in this line actually where you take the queen and black drops a pawn here. It's actually very interesting. Best move from white is probably to take that pawn. Knight takes queen, and then do you save the bishop like this? Do you save the bishop like this? I think the best move is saving the bishop like this, but evaluations are very misleading basically in this line. You can see here I've played a game against Mugwort that was very interesting in this line. Oh, bishop takes c7 might also be a good move. Threatening. So ideas are stuff like pawn here. Getting this knight to here is good at some point, going pawn here and going knight here, queen, those sorts of ideas. But in the meantime, your white's king is also very... so if knight c3, knight e4... Yeah, it's very hard to judge these positions, let's just say that. It's saying queen at f4 is recommended, but it's just very hard to judge who's actually winning. These positions are quite fun to play, quite anti-theoretical, because they're not played often. But here we went for takes, 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 and I took on f6. It seems reasonable. Bishop takes. I take again, queen takes, and put a bishop here. He protects with the bishop. c3, strongest move, and the move played at the highest level apparently. Queen g6, bishop d3, allows queen takes g2, and we're still in theory apparently here. Queen h5 check was not the theory move though. At f7 check was the move to play, because that stops. Yeah, but what if he takes on f7 and then queen f3 check? Okay, so that's the idea. And if takes, takes. He can't just come back here because there's a knight and queen coming in and mating with knight takes pawn and so on. So let's actually show that line. So that's the threat. Knight at g5, king e7, queen here check, king here, knight takes pawn, pawn takes, e7 here, and then that's going to be checkmate. So it's a double check, so it's mate. So that would have been much stronger than what I did, was queen h5, which still kept some kind of advantage. Apparently, yeah, at g6 was a nice move here. At g6, because if he just takes like this, we can then go bishop takes g6. Yeah, that's a very nice idea. So I completely missed that. So instead I trapped the queen. Here I can just take it, and I did. That's good. I did this, check, and I just moved the king to safety, so that was also good. Takes, queen takes apparently was the move in that position, but so I went slightly wrong there. So with pawn takes, I was expecting, so apparently pawn at c4, attacking these light squares is the move. Takes, falls to bishop at g6. It's much more powerful to go pawn at c4 first. Okay, goes bishop takes g6, I can just take, and rook a to f1. Again, the strongest move. He takes my queen, I take his queen, and bishop g6, best move from him as well. Defending any mate threats. I block at e4. Yeah, bishop at e4 is strong, I realised later, because then there's a counter threat on his bishop. So I develop with the pawn here. And at this point, yeah, I've got a huge material advantage, but I was not able to convert it. So where did it go wrong in particular? Here seems fine, takes. Here, so at f5 was strong. So he can't really take it, so I just take this with the rook. If he takes with a pawn, then there's a mate I completely missed, which is using my two queens. Knight here. So if he goes back, he's getting mated with the queen. So hang on, if he goes here, he's getting mated by, yeah, there's a double checkmate. King here, double check, and checkmate. That's really beautiful. So he'd have to come up, but if he comes up, that's just mate in one. Okay, so what else does he do? There is no other move. Yeah, okay, so that was a beautiful idea. That's something I call a magnet mate, by the way. So if you're drawing the king to a square where it can be checked. Okay, but instead I block, checks again. So knight c6 also is apparently strong, just defending the squares around the king. But he continues the attack. c2 apparently was stronger. I guess the reason I didn't go to c2 is I was worried about bishop takes e4 check. Yeah, but king d1 I see, and then there are no more obvious checks, so that would have been maybe slightly stronger. So bishop takes pawn, bishop takes bishop, queen takes bishop, bishop at d3, and then king back to d1. And if pawn here, then king here. Yeah, white is winning. But what happened in the game? Drop back here, and actually I've just walked into mating nets by doing this move, which he found. d4, bishop takes d4, pawn takes, knight g4. King doesn't really have good safe squares, unfortunately. King f3, just takes this, and he's actually completely safe at the back. He doesn't even need to take this, he can go, he does in fact have force mate even here. g4, king e3, f4. The point is, if I take, then a rook here is checkmate. So here, f3 check. Again, if I step up, then rook here is checkmate, so I step back. And then, okay, so it says knight here, and I guess the idea of that is you're just controlling all the squares on the second rank, and wherever the king goes, rook at c1 is checkmate. Or if it goes this way, rook at e1 is checkmate. So notice how the knights control the second rank. So, in fact, he took the bishop, but he then had even more material with which to mate me. And rook here is checkmate, or pawn here was checkmate, or rook here was also checkmate. So yeah, well played game. I missed my chances. Yeah, hi there, Rick Shariason in the Twitch chat, who says, my name means okay in Finnish. Yeah, that's nice to hear. Cool. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks LegionDestroyer for the quick game. Sorry it's just been a short stream. Check out my YouTube. Let's see if Nightbot's working. You can see a stream I just did earlier today between Rapid Variance and the Finisher. Yeah, it's all working nicely. They had a 5+5 match, and this is just a 5+5 friendly match. LegionDestroyer won this and an earlier game off stream as well, so congrats to him. Okay, thanks everyone for watching, and good night.